Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any stunt or activity performed on this show.
There's definitely something to be said for people who connect on a lot of levels. I mean, I don't know if people even know that you're standing behind this camera, how long we've known each other, but we've been friends for 20 years.
Any two people at the bar can't look any less similar than me and Vinny.
We don't dress alike or look alike or hang with the same people. We sort of elevated past that.
Ever since we were kids, I literally watched him go from recording in people's basements to traveling all over the world, playing major shows. It's amazing to consider the amount of fame and respect, keyword respect, that Vinny's accumulated over the years for beginning the collaborative project Army of the Pharaohs, and of course, the legendary Jedi Mind tricks. Without ever having to sell out, compromise his style, or make a quote commercial hit, Vinny sold more albums than most of the guys who were big shots for a hot minute on the major labels that we've watched fall off over the years and have now been forgotten.
We were both just pursuing the shit that we always told each other we were gonna do. Joe was doing his own thing. When you're shooting some of the shit that he did with Bam and Jackass and CKY. Viva La Bam, Bam's Unholy Union, authored the book Dream Seller with Brandon Novak, 2 full-length features, Ming Hags and Haggard.
It's 6 a.m. I've been up all night in a bender with Vinnie Paz, and he wants me to direct his new music video, and I don't know what to tell him. It's like, Vinny, have you seen the bands I make videos for? Him, Clutch, CKY, 69 Eyes, Viking Skull. Like, it is as far removed from hip-hop as humanly possible. So finally, Vinny says, Frantz, here's why you're going to do the video. Because if I have to go with a standard hip-hop or rap director, all I'm going to get is a hydraulic hot rod on the beach with booty shakers and homeboys. Which is a pretty good point, and he begins to tell me about this track called Keep Moving On. It's not every day that two people with such diverse styles collaborate on one piece.
We are clouds, we are whispers, like fawns and shapeshifters.
I knew I wanted my friend Shara Worden, my brother's diamond girl. I knew I wanted her on it.
I feel like my music is sort of this combination of soul, rock, avant-garde, classical stuff all wrapped into one.
I think that was like part of the allure of it. The first time we worked together, knowing that we're not gonna bring in the prototypical R&B chick to sing on a record.
We are stars colliding, now we crash like lightning into love.
I knew how good of a songwriter she was, so I rolled the dice, and I was like, I'll give you all the beat, see what comes from it.
30% of the people in my area don't have jobs. And a friend of mine had lost her factory job and lost her home, and she had 4 children. And so when Vinny sent me these tracks, immediately I thought of her. What's amazing is that I didn't tell Vinny that story, and the first verse is totally about losing your job from your factory position.
I lost my job at the factory and that's disastrous. They said it's due to regulations and higher taxes.
It's weird. I don't know what you call that. Synchronicity?
He is so intuitive and so heartfelt in every lyric.
There was like 5, 6 of us in my engineer. I'm like, yo, this is it. And they're like, it's it. What do you mean? This is the right mix? That's the right drum sound? What do you mean this is it? But I was like, yo, this is the shit we're gonna like turn into a visual. Because I'm feeling this in a way that I know how other people are gonna feel when they hear this.
I think it's about where we're at in America right now. It's about the blue-collar worker. It's about struggling to survive.
This song is a metaphor for the human struggle.
Absolutely. It's the one thing through all humanity everyone understands. Not everyone understands wealth, not everyone understands what it is to be poor. Everyone has coped with pain and struggle.
So I call up Shara to see when she's gonna be around to film, and she's like, actually, the good news is I'm in New York City right now, but the bad news is I leave first thing tomorrow morning. So I race to New York City, drag Lightning Joe Chiodo out of bed, who was mad at the world because he didn't get laid the night before.
I'll make a deal, dude. If you get up and help me with the equipment, I won't do to you again what I did to your room service in London last week.
You stupid shit. Come on, dude. Kick it in. So when Shara got in the wardrobe, she says, I love the outfit, but what's the meaning behind it? To which I replied, rap is a technique of modern storytelling begat in the ancient Greek theater in which a chorus delivered oration calculated to deliver 3 conditions of the told tale. 1. Story, obviously Vinnie's rap. 2. Song, visually conveyed by the musicians playing the beat. And 3. Emotion, delivered by you herein. And as for your outfit, Shara, I'm borrowing from a sepia-degenerated silent film aesthetic. While it's true that in color you look like an opera house version of Dolly Parton, in the video you look like a 1920s vamp completely hot. Never been done before in a rap video, I told her. To which Shara retorted, awesome, I always wanted to be a blonde. Who knew? Why is this song a Philadelphia story?
So the song's gonna be a Philly song because I'm a Philly motherfucker.
I don't think Philly is a place where you live. I think Philly lives in you if you're born and raised here.
I rep this city till I die.
I'm a Philadelphian through and through.
There's no city in the world like this. And unlike most people, I can say that because I've fucking been everywhere. I've been in Bogota, Colombia, playing on top of a mountain for 3,000 kids. I played in front of 100,000 people, co-headlining with fucking 50 Cent in Switzerland. There's still nothing like this city.
I love this city. I love everything about this city.
From the sense of humor, the area, the people, the unspoken shit, it's in my blood.
Philadelphia's a blue-collar town. We grew up and we had to work. My father worked like an animal, 2 and 3 jobs. I had kids very young. I worked 2 and 3 jobs. But it wasn't just to get by. I worked those jobs to make a better life for myself, to try to always move us to something better.
Tony Luke Jr., he's a Philadelphian. His name rings bells in Philly because you have generations of people that have grown up on his food.
I'll admit it openly. The whole reason I wanted Tony Luke Jr. in this video is because he executive produced and starred in one of my favorite films that actually takes place here in South Philly, The Nail.
Whoever hasn't seen it now, check it out. The legendary Boom Boom Mancini's in it. Tony Luke Jr., he's in his 40s, got to make this film and is now reaping the benefits of being who he was all of these years and staying true to who he was and being a fighter, because that's what Philly makes. It makes fighters. It literally breeds fighters, and it breeds fighters from a spiritual and emotional aspect. Why did people identify with Rocky Balboa? He was the underdog. He wasn't supposed to win, but hey, why bring up a fictional character when you got a real one like Tony Luke? He's Rocky Balboa.
And that's the mentality I grew up with in the city. You don't give up, and you face whatever's coming at you. The first time I heard that track, and you know this, I was completely blown away by that song. It brought up so many emotions in me. I just had to be a part of doing the video.
So he shows up and says, Frantz, what do you want me to do here? I said, imagine you've been working like a dog for 25 years in this building and you've worked your way up to manager. I said, well, go be the boss. And he just went and became their boss. The real factory workers had no idea we were shooting a video. So in their mind, they really had a new boss.
That song is inspirational. I mean, that song hits home more than any other song I've heard in a very, very long time.
We were originally going to do the scene where someone just hands you your pink slip and fires you, but it's so much more impersonal when it's attached to your time card.
I know the emotion, but do you want it held inside?
It's literally like getting a phone call about a death in the family. When you get really bad news, you get that sick feeling in your stomach. You know, you get all hot. Everything's been stripped away from you. You're not even you anymore. Everything is just gone, washed away. You know?
I mean, listen to the lyrics of that track. What he's saying is so powerful. You see him losing his home, and he's just going through this torment. He keeps moving on, and it embodies the spirit of Philadelphia, because that's what we do. We keep moving on, and we strive to make it better.
Normally when people have a good day shooting, they go out and have a little brouhaha, but I'm not really one for the fanfare. I just did what I typically do on a random Monday night. By the way, for those of you who can't recognize him, that is Rob, who played one of the cops who evicted Tony Luke.
It's coming. It's coming. 3, 2, 1.
Now, you might call me old-fashioned, but as soon as people start whooping out the staple gun at the fetish party, I call it a night.
Seriously, just take all the staples out of his head. Just take them out. Just take them all out. They gotta come out. Oh my God.
Let's talk about Scott Vogel of Terror.
You motherfuckers! Set this shit off! No one stand still! Push it away!
When you love doing something, people can see it. And he loves what he does. And he lives for what he does. And he lives for music. I was just a huge Terror fan. I'm just a huge fan of his band. We met through a mutual friend. Hit it off like that. He has a very, very, very old school philosophy on friendship. Like, he's ride or die for his friend. So I knew if I called him in, he would do whatever it took.
Dude, if ever I was humiliated as a filmmaker, and you know I get humiliated all the time,
Sure.
It was the day Scott Vogel showed up, and here's why. So Scott was coming to Philadelphia to play the tragic part of the veteran who lost his leg in a war and became homeless. So he plays a show in Buffalo, New York, stays up all night to drive to Philly, only to find out that the hospital we were supposed to film in canceled on us, so the replacement is just a corner of our warehouse painted white. I mean, I knew it was going to look good on film, but he didn't know that. Would you think that that would look good on film? So apparently with our prosthetic limb gag here, we have to use toilet paper to stuff it, and we're currently out. So if you have to use the bathroom, I am sorry. The sheets are filthy. I'm like picking lint off the sheets. Let me just move out this filthy pillow because we're gonna be shooting from behind you. Thank God he's not seeing this. How does a pillow get this stained? I don't know who came up with the idea for like binding his leg behind his back. We had to bind his leg before the pants even went on. Have you ever tried to put your pants on with one leg behind your back?
I hope that never happens.
He's one of the central figures of hardcore.
Absolutely.
We have him laying on the ground with his leg tied behind his back.
Dirty streets of Philly, man.
And he's trying to put on a pair of pants. He doesn't even have his pants on. Action. The crutches he used were like from 1946 Girl Scout crutches. So they were meant to hold a 12-year-old girl in 1946.
Where did they come from? Why are they the
Someone
crutches?
found them. I don't even know how we got them. So
Crutches are the easiest thing to find.
But the makeup girl totally has a crush on him, so she's just like feeling his dick every single chance she gets. It's like, dude, she decided in the middle of a shot she needed to sew a hole in his pants where his dick was.
Right, and he's playing a bum, which you would of course have a hole.
Yeah, he's homeless. Yeah. I really started to feel bad when he had to do his wardrobe change on the middle of the street. He takes off his pants, puts them in the car, and Doug takes the car, not realizing that he's taken Scott's pants. So Scott has to stand in the middle of the street for an hour with no pants on. Where was Doug the whole time? Eating a cheeseburger across town at his favorite cheeseburger joint. Well, Scott, how do you feel?
I feel like I didn't know what I was getting roped into here.
Now let's talk about Gina Lynn.
Yeah, let's.
You have to understand that the whole reason Scott is keeping it together this long is the fact that his character's girlfriend is played by the lovely Gina Lynn, and he's scheduled to have a sweet, sweet makeout session with her on camera later on in the day. And for those of you who are going to sit there and act like you don't know who Gina Lynn is because you're sitting with your mom, she is one of the most powerful and popular women in the world of adult film. The sad part is he couldn't even enjoy his romantic scene with Gina Lynn, and here's why. On the military base, when I told Doug I wanted to shoot on the water, for some reason he thought I meant in front of the shit refinery. No, Doug, no, I wanted to shoot in front of the beautiful, picturesque waterfront where there's the battleship and the blue sky. So very, 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 very unfortunately, the permits we had were for the shit refinery, not the battleship. Doug, what were you thinking? I'm like, I didn't come to not shoot in front of that battleship.
Absolutely.
But the battleship is heavily guarded and has a humongous fence in front of it. So me and Scott climbed the fence. We have like 3 minutes to get the scene before we get arrested. So he got one kiss and didn't even get to enjoy it because the whole time he's just scared he's gonna get thrown in the brig.
Yeah.
Scott Vogel, I am sorry. Straight up.
I am not Vogel. I fucking love every minute of torture you went through. Payback's a motherfucker. I don't know precisely what I'm paying you back for.
Yeah, what did he do to you?
Nothing.
For the last final touch on the video, I wanted to have musicians playing the beat of the song. What I was searching for were people who looked like they had experienced life.
I read my baby book, my mother's baby book. And in that book, she said, all you have to do to keep Billy happy is put him in front of a record player. And he'll stand there all day. So I was into the music. And that was from when I was 2 years old.
How long have you been playing the violin?
It's classified.
As we got done the first take, something special happened. The musicians' artistic instincts took control, and they continued to play the beat in freestyle.
There's a reason that certain people know each other and a reason that certain people meet. Those reasons manifest themselves in what we're doing right now. How do things just come together? I don't really have an answer for that. I just know that they have happened to me and continue to happen to me my whole life since I was ever interested in art or music or film. So, again, you have to feel like there's sort of like a guiding hand in this process of this video, and not just that, but the universe and energy and synchronicity sort of all working together for the greater good.
Gentlemen, I didn't even want to do the video. I just want to do this all day. This is awesome. Oh my God, that was incredible. Okay, all right, let's try a take, Doug. You ready, buddy? Thank you, guys. That was awesome. Whew. Okay, here we go.
I lost my job at the factory and that's disastrous. They said it's due to regulations and higher taxes. They ain't give me no notice, they knocked me off my axis. I can't pay the electric bill, it's total blackness. I suggested some incentives for innovation, but that was met with resistance like it's a sin of Satan. I'm losing my patience over here, I'm sick of waiting. And I ain't never expect to be in this situation. And the manufacturing jobs are fading fast. Can't do nothing else, I should've stayed in class. I have to wait till summertime to cut the blade blades of grass. I had this little bit of money, have to make it last. I have children to feed, I have a loving wife. I had a hard time coming up, was nothing nice. I keep asking myself, what am I doing wrong? And they just look at me and tell me, keep it moving on. It was like 91, 92. I remember people telling us that ain't nobody signing yo. It's no Italians or Puerto Ricans that shining through. Y'all should go back and just do what y'all was designed to do. We ain't listen to none of that, we hard-headed. We took it back to the lab and then the guard said it. We smoked L's, drank liquor and we got wetted. And everything we did back then was barbaric. Around 94, had some labels take notice. They said it Stu was the illest, but that I ain't focused. The label execs needed to be explained dopeness. And as around the time I thought that it became hopeless, we was still in the street, D was moving strong. I was failing out of school, it wasn't cool with moms. I was asking myself, what was we doing wrong? And why the industry saying to keep it moving on? Signed up cause they promised me some college money. I ain't the smartest motherfucker, but I'm not a dummy. They told me I would be stationed in places hot and sunny. I had a lot of pride, motherfuckers got it from me. These people over here innocent, they never harm me. My sergeant tried to convince me that they would try to bomb me. I feel like an outsider stuck inside his army. Everybody brainwashed, American zombies. I ain't realized how much it sent me back until I lost my leg and then they sent me back. I don't have anything, now I'm left with scraps from a government who created AIDS, invented crack. People told me not to join, I tried to prove them wrong. Now I'm homeless and I'm cold without no food is warm. I keep asking myself, what did I do this wrong? And the government telling me, keep it moving on. Yeah, a wise man once said, there is no progress without struggle. I'm a believer in that shit. I struggled my whole life. Feel me on this here. Pazienza.
So we're in the middle of the scene and I'm just like, what is that noise? Someone's getting tattooed in the next room. You're the biggest asshole in the world in this video.
Thanks. I know, you throw him out. Three-week-old baby. Tony Luke, I throw him out on the street.
Some dude just cruised down here and needed to go through that tunnel.
Right.
Saw all you guys there and was like, fuck this. He turned around and sped away in the other direction.
I love it.
Dude,
Smart guy.